if we continue to put our own economic and national security future in the hands of our biggest enemy, because effectively they use slave labor to build stuff, and that makes it better for us. That is terrible.
I am 100% not okay with that, but I'm dealing in the reality of what is.
Do you want to change it?
But we need to.
I absolutely want to change it. I don't know that changing it means isolating us on the global stage.
So what happens with these Tiffany, if I could ask, what happens if we ever have a military conflict with China and they say, you know what, we're going to put an embargo on anything shipping to the United States. We're going to stop everything. What happens then?
Tiffany Claus, what the hell happens then? I'll wait. Boom, 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 boom.
The trade is asymmetrical.
And who voted for Donald Trump?
Precisely. Trade is asymmetrical with China. We imported over 439 billion products from China. We exported over 140 billion from China. Their own foreign ministry has said, we will not flinch. We will not genuflect to a bullying government. I respectfully disagree.
You, though, Tiffany, that we rely so much on an adversary to make most of our goods?
Listen, whether it bothers me or not is irrelevant. I'm dealing with reality. It is important, but this is what it is.
Why does it have to be the reality that we are dependent on so many things to come out of our biggest adversary in the world? They are the enemy, and we should not be dependent on them.
But no, they are not our enemy. They're our biggest trading partner. And if we
they've got rare earth minerals and you don't.
They're the enemy.
Right. But listen, but like it or not, sure, Michael, they are our biggest trading partner. And if we were to manufacture iPhones here, iPhones would cost $3,500. The American people are not going to tolerate that. We have one of the highest standards of working conditions here. I don't think that we can say, forget you, China. They literally.
So you're okay. Hold on, Michael. So you're okay. You're okay if we continue to put our own economic and national security future in the hands of our biggest enemy, because effectively they use slave labor to build stuff, and that makes it better for us. That is terrible.
I am 100% not okay with that, but I'm dealing in the reality of what is.
Do you want to change it?
But we need to.
I absolutely want to change it. I don't know that changing it means isolating us on the global stage.
So what happens with these Tiffany, if I could ask, what happens if we ever have a military conflict with China and they say, you know what, we're going to put an embargo on anything shipping to the United States. We're going to stop everything. What happens then?
Tiffany Claus, what the hell happens then? I'll wait. Boom, 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 boom. And she's talking about, no, I'm not. I'm talking about reality. This is reality. No, reality is your ass is not paying attention. This is why you're not in charge. This is why you should never be in charge. Yeah. She's coming from the position of, I will say this, all of her points will be valid in a beauty salon. Just something to talk about, to buy time while you get your hair pressed, while you get your hair washed and your scalp massaged with warm bubbles on your head, titillating through the grains of your hair. That's the only time you should talk about you're dealing with reality, because you're completely out of touch, not dealing with reality at all. All she's talking about is the price it costs, the cost of creating or making a daggone iPhone. These are all talking points of somebody who clearly don't understand what the hell they're talking about. You don't see that giving our adversary that much power and then not holding them accountable as a bad thing. How do you not see that? You don't understand the art of war. You've never been in a battle like that before. Your life has been easy, it's been simple, so you can look at things through a naive scope. You can be as green and wet behind the ears as you want. Clearly not enough to keep a job, which Scott Jennings is about to bring up in a moment when you called him irrelevant. But sometimes when people are trying to say something to you across the table, just letting you know how this could negatively impact us. If it goes as far as a war, if it goes as far as full out battle, we don't want to be dependent on our adversaries. How difficult is that to think about? Like, who wants to be dependent on their adversaries, especially if we're going up against them? Make that make sense. Please make that make sense. She's happy with the stronghold that China has over us. She's happy with it. She was like, look, we just got to deal with it. We'll figure out another way, but this is not the way. Stay away from people like that who claim that your plan is not good enough, but they definitely don't have one of their own. This is her. This is her 100%. Check out here when she tries to gaslight Scott Jennings, man. This is the part right here that absolutely blew my mind too. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. This is absolutely phenomenal. And also the fact that she said, man, that they are not our enemy. They are not our adversaries. They are our partners. You don't see how far this can go. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace. You know what? Maybe she knows how far this can go, but maybe she just don't care. I think she don't. I think she don't know. This is her right here talking about the Gulf of America. Listen to her, man. I swear she sounds like she's in a beauty salon just having conversation and don't have to produce any receipts, don't have to have any critical thinking whatsoever. It's absolutely it's mind-boggling that these individuals can have a platform as big as CNN and not know what the hell they talking about. Why you think they ain't got me on CNN? I'm gonna tell you why. It's because I don't know enough. Not yet. Guess who also shouldn't be on there? Tiffany Cross. And even though Abby Phillips is running the daggone show, maybe she shouldn't be on there sometimes because most times she don't know what the hell she's talking about. Crazy.
Man, you cannot just go and say, I like it. It's mine now. It doesn't work that way. Well, that is what they're trying to do. And in this new world order, yeah, absolutely. When they're looking at Greenland and say, I like it. I want to take it for mine. That is a very colonized.
You have said you are.
I have never ever said we're going to go to Greenland and quote colonize it or steal it.
You're not a member of government, so you're irrelevant at that point. I'm talking about the president of the United States doing that.
You got fired from your job.
Hold on. Did you hear the snapback? Wait. All right, so here's what makes this clip so hilarious, right? So she's trying to overtalk him. She's trying to speak over him. She's trying to talk fast. She's trying to give her points on why we shouldn't go over there and be the big bad bullies and say, we want the Panama Canal back. Give us back. Let the men do what the men do, Tiffany. Let the men do what the men do. But when Scott Jennings tried to speak on it, she said that he was irrelevant. He was irrelevant. And she was saying it like, you don't make the laws. You're not the type of person. You're not one of the people in the Senate or that come together and tell us what's the next steps. You're just irrelevant. So he said, well, I'm not the one that lost my job. So that makes you irrelevant. And she got upset and said that he was attacking her. He was starting to use personal attacks. When she said, no, you irrelevant. She tried to do the whole black dismissive, I'm gonna talk over you, I'm gonna talk fast, I'm gonna try to be a little sassy, I'm gonna keep it moving type of thing. And it didn't work out for her. So she tries to talk very fast and very wrong over Scott Jennings. And he, with a smile on his face, destroys her. Sometimes know who you're up against. Sometimes know who you're up against. Check this out again, guys.
Man, you cannot just go and say, I like it. It's mine now. It doesn't work that way. Well, that is what they're trying to do. And in this new world order, yeah, absolutely. When they're looking at Greenland and say, I like it. I want to take it for mine. That is a very colonized.
You have said you are.
I have never ever said we're.
Hold on. Whoa. Let me back it up. And I'm not going to stop it next time. I promise. Did you hear her try to throw in the whole colonizer thing? Did you hear that? Whenever Black liberals, specifically Black liberals, are trying to make a point, they always throw in how the white man wants to go and take over someone's land. They want to go colonize. So she threw that at Scott Jennings, expecting for him to eat that and just be quiet. Scott Jennings don't roll that way. He caught you saying that. He caught that. He's very sharp. This is why he still has a job. I'm just saying. They always try to do that. This is the dog whistle that happens whenever they feel like I'm about to play this race card. Pow! I gotta play this race card. Smack my space. Pow! Smack it right on the table. It has to happen in every single conversation, and that's unfortunate. So then she gaslights him and says, when you're losing a conversation, you start to throw insults. She was the one that started it. All right, so I told y'all I was not going to stop it this time. I'm not going to stop it, but she said she said that the United States are trying to do what we always do, which is go to somebody else's land, colonize their space and their people, and take whatever we want. And then hurl insults. He's hurling insults at her because he's losing the argument because he has nothing substantive to say. This is what she says.
439 billion
Hold on
products from
one second.
China. You cannot just go and say, I like it. It's mine now. It doesn't work that way. Well, that is what they're trying to do. And in this new world order, yeah, absolutely. When they're looking at Greenland and say, I like it. I want to take it for mine. That is a very colonized.
You have said you are pro.
I have never ever said we're going to go to Greenland and quote colonize it or steal it.
You're not a member of government, so you're irrelevant at that point. I'm talking about the president of the United States doing that.
You got fired from your job.
You can agitate.
If you want to engage in personal insults,
I don't, but you do.
You lack in a legitimate point, you make up for in personal input.
I don't. You
personal insults. The point I am making is in this new world order, we are looking at countries, whether or not they're an adversary or ally, it is being determined on what kind of deal we can get. And we cannot govern, we cannot legislate that way. We are increasingly isolated on the world stage. So if you want to engage in personal insults,
we're not isolated.
If I were you, I would reserve that for your party who is increasingly isolated. This blow our position
outside of the United States.
Land, you cannot just go and say, I like it. It's mine now. It doesn't work that way. Well, that is.
I'm gonna be honest, man. This sugar honey iced tea gets on my nerves, man. First of all, you see the energy. The energy is just, it don't match the intelligence that's coming out of your mouth. And I get what she's trying to say, but unfortunately, she's sitting on a panel with individuals who know a bit more about this topic than she does. They have a lot more faith of their country. They have a lot more belief in the power and the strength of the United States of America versus these other nations that she believed that we should kiss their ass and do whatever we have to do to save face. You see how she tried to throw out assertions that the United States looks worse on the world stage today than we did before, all because of the way that Trump is governing. That is not the case at all. If anything, in the last 4 years, we looked horrible on a world stage. We were not respected on the world stage. Of course, we're the United States of America. People will always have a certain level of respect for us just from us being America. But if there was a time to take advantage of us, it was the last 4 years. So she tried to, I guess, pull Scott Jennings into this corner to argue with her, saying that the United States wants to go and colonize Greenland. We need to leave Greenland alone. We need to leave China alone. We need to leave these countries alone. Stop being bullies and just look out for ourselves. Okay, Tiffany Cross. Tiffany, Abby Phillips, the host of CNN, Anna Navarro, who's also on, she's sitting right there, from The View. Shout out to Anna Navarro. All of these individuals, none of them, rather, understand what tariffs are. They also did not acknowledge, nor did they care about all of the tariffs that other countries had on us. That was far above anything we ever posed on any other country. And we did that out of the goodness of our hearts. That and the fact that we are piss poor in making trade deals, right?